What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this album from Ciroc called The Sharecropper's Daughter. Now, Ciroc is a rapper who was born in Washington, but as far as I know, she's currently operating out of Atlanta, and she's also signed to Rhymesayers Entertainment. She's been active since the early 2000s, so she has a ton of projects out there, but this is the first time that I actually checked one of them out, and I'm glad I did because I think this shit is going to make my top 3. Really feeling this album for a lot of different reasons, including how good she is as a rapper. She's just very versatile, she has a lot of personality, different styles that she's coming through with, and the production from Soul Messiah is great too. So I wanted to talk about some of those beats first before we dove into the deeper content. With Something Real, Soul Messiah reworks the same sample that Kanye flipped on Alicia Keys' song You Don't Know My Name, just a very smooth and soulful track. 40 and a Mule has 2 great beats. The first one reminded me of some Jedi mind tricks type of shit, the second had these angelic vocal chops on it, and then with Goddess Gang, Soul delivers this rowdy horn banger, and Ciroc absolutely snaps on this one, man. I really like the energy of this track. It's upbeat and a little bit angry, and she has great lines like, "Fuck freshman classes, my texts are classic," and "Beauty irrelevant, this is not pageants, I'm a rap dragon." I really appreciate what she's saying here, because that first line is addressing the XXL freshman list, and how honestly it just seems like it gets worse and worse every year, and then that second line is speaking on the pressures that women in hip-hop face. She actually goes deeper into this topic on the song Forever, where she speaks on how critics are very harsh with women MCs, and sometimes they get judged for stupid reasons, just like their looks and stuff like that, while also ignoring their actual skills. So that's something that I really appreciate from her. That track also has a great beat that's laid back and built over this slinky guitar, and we're getting more guitar on the song Revolution. This one has a bit of a grunge feel to it, so again, I gotta shout out Soul Messiah for coming through with so many different beats, and yet they still work really well with Ciroc because she's versatile enough to handle that energy. There's also great content in Revolution as she raps about the historical mistreatment of Black Americans, also drawing on her own experiences, like when she speaks on past family members being sold at Southern auctions, and addressing the war on drugs, which really just made fiends into felons and didn't help anybody. So Ciroc has great content all over this one, and I think her pen game on here is some of 2020's best, man. I truly believe that, because Ciroc is no joke. Like on Rockwell's America, where we get a cool concept that goes beyond Norman Rockwell's whitewashed vision of America, on this one she's speaking on Black struggle and perseverance, and Styles P fits in nicely because he addresses police brutality while also encouraging the Black community to stand strong and stand together. These themes of Black history, empowerment, and excellence really run deep throughout this album, and a lot of it sticks very well because Ciroc is drawing from her own experiences. You can kind of tell that just by looking at the title of the album, because she's coming from the point of view of a sharecropper's daughter. Like on the title track called The Sharecropper's Daughter, here she addresses her family's history as tobacco sharecroppers in Virginia and how they had to deal with rampant racism and the KKK. It especially struck me on this song when she spit, "We come from places, man, where 12-year-old little black girls can't even name her rapist, fam, and if she ever did, they'd throw her family off the acres and send a burning cross from a mob of hooded faces. Damn." That shit right there is just powerful. You're getting a groovy backdrop and great vocals from Ledisi as well to tie the song together, and I really appreciate how she takes these powerful moments and addresses America's ugly history. She's not afraid to get personal and speak on herself and her family, different stuff that they've gone through, and just America in general, because a lot of this shit is still going on today in 2020, man, and when you look back at the history, you can really see how it's all connected. I also thought it was cool actually on Lay It Down how she speaks about taking this pain and struggle and turning it into art. That's something that a lot of artists do, especially in the rap game, as she spits on the song. 80s baby, crackhead cops and ADAs crawling the block, and now I turn that damage into scribbled canvas Basquiat. Yet another great beat here with strings and vocal samples, and the second verse here is fantastic as she does dive even deeper into the trauma of racism and violence that affected her family. We're getting more of this content on the song Deliverance, where she spits, "The struggle I know left physical scars as lasting proof. Mommy and pop's residual trauma pushed them to bottles, absolute. Homie, that 90s era was rocky, had to be sly and outfox the coop. Everyone knows a rose can grow from cracks, but most don't blossom fruit." Those are some heavy bars right there, man. You also gotta appreciate that clever Sylvester Stallone / Rocky bar. And side note, Deliverance is the only track not produced by Soul Messiah because it comes to us from Evidence, but he came through with a grimy ass joint here and it fits in perfectly. So still, man, the production throughout this project is absolutely fire. But to go along with some of the deeper content are some truly great bar fests where she is just showing out. Like on Gold Leaf, this is a banger that showcases her raw ability as she spits, "I'm teaching class for the mass rap illiterate. Each of my rivals gasp when they glance at my syllabus, and Hand of God is just full of endless quotables. To be honest with you, that second verse is one of my favorite verses of the year, so I'm just going to paste it here instead of trying to decipher every single line, because I could spend like 5 minutes just doing that. Amazing verse right there. Excellent singing vocals on the hook and also on some of these other tracks from her as well. She just does it all on this album, man. There is nothing Ciroc can't do, including hanging tough. Shout out to New Kids on the Block with Black Thought on Black Renaissance. This one is a piano banger with triumphant horns and a great bass line, and Black Thought absolutely snaps with those opening lines when he says, "Dear white people, I am not your Negro. Yeah, black people, y'all just got your hero." But as I alluded to, Ciroc absolutely hangs on this one, and she proves it on that last verse where her and Black Thought go back and forth effortlessly with amazing chemistry. Ciroc is honestly one of the best spitters out right now, and I just think it's amazing how we have so many dope women MCs in hip-hop right now. We have Ciroc, Little Simz, Sampa the Great, Shay Noir, Rhapsody, etc, etc. It is just a great time for women in hip-hop right now, and I hope they get their shine, especially this album, because this shit hasn't been talked about too much that I've seen, but it deserves to be, because it is one of my favorite projects of the year, man. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. To wrap up a couple tracks, we have the intro track, Emergency. This one starts off with her rapping at a bit slower, more calm of a pace, but then she gets frenetic as those 808s kick in. She adds in vocal layers. This is something that shows you her versatility and just her ability to use her voice to be interesting. Then we get the song Dark Horse. I thought this was dope with those plucky guitars and that great hook from Chronixx, another track that I loved. And Grounded is honestly the perfect ending to the album because it's warm, uplifting, and inspirational. Not just the sound, but also the content that's all about staying true to yourself and doing the best that you can, even in the worst of times. So this is an amazing album. Like I said, 9.5 out of 10. It is up there in my top 2 with Run the Jewels 4. So I hope you guys check this one out. Let me know down below what you think about this one. Did you love it as much as I did? And of course, make sure you do that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.